Yo, 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 your boy O Scruggs, what's going on? OS Sports Podcast. Let's talk about it. Even though we're not talking about sports once again, switch it up. There's a lot going on in the world with sports and, of course, with, civil unrest and what have you. But let's talk about something positive. It's my official review of Nas' new album, sDisease. Now, you see me do, and I apologize for the noise in the background. If you've seen me do reviews on albums before, I don't go song to song and go into all that detail. I give you an overall view what I feel in my heart. So this is my view on Nas' sDisease. First of all, Nas has a song called 27 Summers, which is basically describing Illmatic came out in 1994. It is now 2020. That is 27 summers since he came into the game officially. Actually, more summers than that if you count going back to Live at the Barbecue, which I think was 1991. But anyway, so from the rip, you got to give Nas props because you got Nas, you got Jay, and really that's about it from that era. I mean, I guess Diddy from a business standpoint, but I'm talking about purely from a rapping standpoint. Who's been around that long that people still care about and can still put out quality music as far as MCs? That's not saying that other MCs can't put out quality music, the Rakims and what have you, the people from back then, Chuck D. But they don't have the placement in the game that a Nas and a Jay-Z have. Say that for starters. Okay? Now, my overall view of the album, I didn't know what to expect. I'm an OG, and I'm not one of these OGs that don't like rappers from my childhood rapping with the new rappers now. So I never get when I understand when people, let's say 30 and up or 35 and up, are saying, well, why is he doing a song with Little this and doing a song with that? Like when I saw that he had songs with ASAP Ferg, which I wasn't surprised about because I know Nas and ASAP Ferg are homies, but even though they didn't have any songs. Little Durk, well, I've heard the name Little Durk, but I've literally never heard not one word of a song knowingly. I probably have overheard Little Durk music, some of it, and just didn't know it. So this was the first time hearing Little Durk and knowing that I'm hearing Little Durk. Fabio, I had heard of, but same thing. I had never heard any of his music knowingly. Maybe I did and just didn't know. And you also got to see, it's hot as hell out here. But when I saw this Anderson .Paak I had heard of, I think I heard a song or two of Anderson .Paak, but none of these other artists that were on here I had never really heard of before. But I didn't look at it and say, why is Nas doing a song with them? I like when the OGs do songs with the youngins. And one of the things they say out in the community is why they say that the youngins is so reckless right now is that the OGs ain't stepping up doing their job. So why would you not have that same feeling when it comes to music? I like seeing a Nas work with a newer artist. I like seeing a Jay-Z work with a newer artist. I like seeing a Swiss Beats or Pharrell or what have you work with these newer artists. So let me say that first of all. Not to say I'm gonna necessarily enjoy it. It might not sound good to me, but I like the concept of it. So the first thing I want to say is it all worked on this album for me. I dug the chorus Anderson .Paak did on the song. I'm not good at remembering song titles right now, especially it's a new album, but I like the chorus he did on the song he did. Ferg, I had heard, I know ASAP Rocky is the main one from ASAP Mob that people know, but I never really gotten ASAP Rocky, but the stuff I've heard from ASAP Ferg, I like. And the song with him, with Nas, Fabio, and ASAP Ferg, that's probably my favorite song on the album, which probably catch a lot of people off surprise, me being a die-hard, lifelong Nas fan, because it's more of a mainstream song. It's not really a trap beat, but I like when Nas talking his rich nigga shit. Let me put it that way. Let me keep it simple. I like when Nas talking that rich guy talk. So I enjoyed as soon as the beat came on, I was like, oh, I'm feeling this. I like the chorus Nas did. I like the verses Fabio and Ferg did. I did the song, worked out excellent. The song with Little Durk, it's not my favorite song on the album, but I like Little Durk verse. If that's what Little Durk's music sound like, I don't know if sometimes, artists will kind of go in the direction of the person whose song it is. But if that's what Lil Ferg music sound like, it has me interested now. Like, all right, now I'm gonna check out some Lil Durk stuff. I'll say that much. Now let's get into Nas. The thing that I admire the most about Nas and why he's always, not always, but for a long time now been my favorite rapper, is Nas gives you a good balance of what's going on in his life. He gives you a good balance of being a rich guy. He gives you a good balance of being a guy from the projects, Queensbridge projects. He gives you a good vibe, a good mix of consciousness, a good mix of flossing. You know what I mean? So that's the thing I enjoy most about Nas, and he's always lyrical. Even songs that I might not like from Nas, one thing I can always say is he's always lyrical. Even if it's a topic, I'm like, I really don't want to hear that. Or if it's a beat I'm not feeling, one thing I'll say is Nas always delivers lyrically. And I judge Nas on his own lyrical skill, to be honest. On his own lyrical scale, to be honest. Because there's very few people I put in that upper echelon of lyricism. You know, it's really a handful. Nas, Jay, Rakim, excuse me, you know, only a few. So it's just impressive to me that he could be this many years in and still be lyrical. Now, is he as lyrical as he was in 2001, as he was in, somebody just scored a nice flat, as he was in 2006? No. But my point is, for somebody to be around this long and still can deliver lyrical content, put it this way. If I never knew Nas existed and I thought he was a new artist and this was his first album, I'd be like, damn, this dude was lyrical than a mug. And that's dope considering, you gotta understand, Nas has written thousands of songs for 3 decades now. So it's hard to still have something to write about and to still be lyrical with it. Like, I guess any rapper or any person can write rhymes, but can you still, you know, formulate verses and lyrics that the average person like, damn, oh, okay. So that's something I got from sDisease is, wow, he's still lyrical even at this stage in his career. sDisease, he breaks it down in interviews. He also breaks down the album. It's basically a rich man disease. Even though he said you don't have to be rich to get it, which I understand. It's just enjoying the spoils of having money, of having success. But it also would be, you know, when I was in college, I took economics, and it reminds me of the law of diminishing returns. If you don't know the law of diminishing returns, that's if you're hungry. I'll give you an example. That's if you're hungry and you want a slice of pizza. That first slice of pizza is great. It's curing your hunger, and it tastes excellent. That second slice of pizza, still very good. Not quite as good as the first because you're not as hungry and your taste buds aren't still getting that first hit. You start getting to that third and fourth slice, you start feeling full, it don't taste quite as good. Now you're witnessing the law of diminishing returns. And that's kind of what I got from sDisease. It's great to have the money, it's great to have the fame, it's great to travel, it's great to be recognized. But with success you can overindulge in it, and then it can become a negative. And that's kind of how I see sDisease, the way Nas was trying to explain it from my own point of view, my own experiences. Another song that I really enjoyed on there, Car 85, which listening to the song, even if you're not from New York, I think you'll get it. And I'm not from New York, but we had similar stuff in Philly where, you know, it's basically like a hack or a cab service, but you might have your specific one that you use to get around because you trust him. You know, he would, you know, maybe the foolishness you might be getting into. He might be a good driver. Y'all might have good combo. So I dug that song, Car 85, with Charlie Wilson. Anytime I hear Charlie Wilson, I'm in, because Charlie Wilson, going all the way back to the Gap Band, is just one of the great singers of all time. Really dug that. 27 Summers, like I talked about, which is a trap beat to me. It's kind of a trap beat. And, you know, that's not what Nas came up on. But it worked. I like the way Nas spit on 27 Summers. It's probably like some of my top 3 favorite songs. And I like the way Nas flowed over that, the trap-ish beat, I'll call it. I just wish the song was a little bit longer, and I already explained, though, he's bringing down that since Illmatic, it's been 27 Summers. And really dug that. He got another song called 10 Points. 10 Points is dope, it's lyrical. I like some of the little gems and jewels he's spitting on there. One of my favorite lines on the album that really touched me is he says, the only thing worse than being alone is wanting to be alone. And I know that feeling because we all know that feeling because we all get lonely sometimes, but you also been around somebody or been around people when you don't want to be around them and you wish you could be alone and can't be. So, you know, it's the yin and the yang. It depends on, is the cup half full, half empty? That line really touched me. One of my other favorite lines on there, he said, going deeper like I grew a new inch on my dick. It made me chuckle. I like that. So, you know, it's a lot of gems. I didn't want to do this review too soon. I come from the school of where my favorite thing was to put the music in while I was driving. A little different living in New York now because I don't really drive, so it's more in the headphones while I'm on the train or walking around or what have you. But truthfully, for me, I need like a month to sit with an album to really get a good feel for it. But I understand today's climate, things move so much faster that, you know, if I wait a month from now to give a review, it'd be 30 more albums than it came out. This is already what a week now since, not even a week since it came out, and I feel like, man, I should have did this review 3 days ago. But you know, patience is still a virtue out here. So I really wanted to get a good feel of the album. I don't really, especially with Nas, because Nas is lyrical and it's a lot of things that'll go over your head. Somebody like a Future, maybe their album, you could probably tell if it's how good it is quicker. It smells like a Future or Drake, because there's a lot of, you know, harmony and beats and choruses which catch your mind quicker. But somebody like Nas, somebody like Jay, you know what I mean, they say stuff. Lupe Fiasco, another one of my favorites, they gonna spit some stuff to you that you ain't gonna catch maybe on the first to the 10th time. And you had to go back and like, oh damn, he said that, oh I ain't even catch that. So I'm still learning the album, and with Nas, I don't really know a Nas album like that, so I know word for word, which I am going eventually, because I know all his albums word for word at some point. But my overall view, solid project, dope project. It's not my favorite Nas album ever, but I like it better than Nasir, which was the Kanye project. I feel like this, since he did this whole album, and shout out to Hit Boy. I didn't know much about Hit Boy, but I like the beats he did. I like listening to some of the interviews with Nas. I like some of the ideas he gave Nas. So shout out to Hit Boy, did a good job. And I think this is what the Kanye album was supposed to be. But if you know how that Kanye album situation went, they basically did that in a week. They rushed through it. They didn't sit through it. And Kanye was also working on Kid Cudi, his album, Tiana Teller. So this is the album that they were supposed to make, even though I like Nasir more than other people do. I like Lost Tapes 2 better than this, I'll say. Now, maybe that'll change over time. I've sat with Lost Tapes 2 for, you know, a year now. I think Lost Tapes 2 got slept on. I love Lost Tapes 2. But this is a dope project. Shout out to Nas, shout out to Hit Boy. I highly recommend it if you into some lyrics, if you into somebody spitting with a message and a good balance of some new artists mixed in on the project. You know, check it out. If you're a Nas fan, you're going to enjoy this. And I'm just happy that Nas still out here making music, man, because there's a lot of rappers I grew up on that ain't out here no more. I still love their old music, or some of their new music come out and I just ain't feeling as much. So shout out to Nas for still being that dude, man. And you know, I needed this, at least. I know a lot of people need whatever music or whatever choice artist you like, you know, in these times with everything that's going on. Last thing I'll say is, look, I love Jay as an artist, but I don't think Jay-Z would be the type of person I would like as a friend. And I hope Nas is aware of this, because if you've been following this story, Jay keeps putting out a project. Every time Nas announces he has a project coming out, all of a sudden Jay has a project coming out right after, on the same day that gets announced after. And I saw the meme that's going around. This is dating back to like 2001. If it happened once or twice, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. This ain't no coincidence. Come on, Jay. You got all the money, you got all the fame, you got the hottest chick in the game wearing your chain. That's right, Hove. You know what I mean? Like, what more do you want? And I still think Nas and Jay taking little subtle shots at each other. Not that it's gonna start a beef, but little subtle jabs. Like even on the Nasir album, when Nas said, man, I forget the line he said on Nasir, but I feel like he was talking about Jay. He said some people have everything in life and still never have enough. And I feel like that's Jay. Maybe Jay is just that super competitive guy where he has to keep no matter what. But I wish Jay I would rather Jay just come out and honestly be like, yo, yeah, it's competition with Nas, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Anyway, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know what you think of the album. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I recommend it. It's your boy O Scruggs, sDisease, Nasir, Olu, Ben, Dara, Jones. Holla at your boy. Stay safe out there. We ultra black. Black lives is the shit. I don't say Black Lives Matter. I say Black Lives is the shit. Holla at your boy. Peace.